Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Hakodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well, who teach well with sincerity, honesty, and integrity, brothers laboring in his truth, putting their life on the line, especially in these times. Salutations to you, brothers, and you brothers and sisters believe in this truth wholeheartedly and sincerely. Shalom to the hopeful elect. It's going to be another edition of Watch and Pray through the Spirit and power of Bahashem Yahushai. It says, this is going to be a quick one. War is squeezing another global checkpoint, the Black Sea. All right. You can read this article, but basically, over there in the Black Sea, I'm just gonna show you a little picture. This little area right here, Ukraine, here the Black Sea. That's the straight, the ports go in and out. All right. It's a war on. A war on ports, carriers, supplies, not only in the Strait of Hormuz, but over here, on grain, right? And a lot of these countries, and they tell you, matter of fact, let's go here real quick. Excuse me. Can't find it as of right now. But I'll get this quote. That's what I wanted to get. Just as Iran targeted, this is one of the quotes I wanted. Just as Iran targeted energy routes in the Strait of Hormuz, Russia is now targeting global food markets in the Black Sea. Ukraine's foreign minister, Andriy Sybiha, said last month on social media. All right? He warned of possible prices rises for millions of people across, this is actually what I wanted, people across Africa, Asia, the Middle East, and Latin America. Right, because a large portion of the world rely on grain coming from that region, that area, and if there's ships being, like it said at the end. Matter of fact, I like what it said. It said right here. It said these are certain normative restraints that would have held 3 years ago and no longer do. Right. Said Siddharth Kushal, a senior research fellow at the Royal United Services Institute think tank. You only need to hit so many ships as we've seen in the Strait of Hormuz before nobody will sail through, right? Because then you're afraid of getting blown into pieces, right? Or damage to your carrier ship, right? But what ultimately this is going to lead to, like it says, more food prices rising. In different poor countries, they're being hit with less grain, right? And a lot of these ports, being shut down, the Strait of Hormuz, all these things going down, it's only gonna bring in Jacob's trouble, man. You see, because Jake is all over the world, but the main place where everything's gonna go down here is here in America. But see, this is gonna be the last place because this is the final place. All right, so you're gonna start seeing, in a global sense, the world starting to, starting with the poor countries where Jake reside, like I said, Latin, right? A lot of Jake, and all over, scattered all over the world, man. Jake is suffering in those places, man. You see, Africa, Latin, over there, anywhere, all the places, even India, anywhere. Jake has been scattered to. All right, but that just shows that this global reset is bound to come. And when you're seeing all these things happening, the elite banking families is in the background, funding these wars on both sides, but they ultimately leaning into, eventually, bringing out that MOTV. But before that, man, it's gonna be all hell's gonna break loose, man. Everything is gonna, this song. Matter of fact, we're gonna grab that. Just grab that, and just a quick one. Them sown places is continue to being unsown. All right, second address, my phone. Second number 6 and 22. And the reason suddenly shall the sown places appear sown, the full storehouses should suddenly be found empty, right? Because with that grain, with grain not able to, matter of fact, let me see some. All right, right here. The grain trade has been an economic lifeline for Kiev during the war. One Moscow now seems intent on cutting off, with the barrage of recent attacks on three crucial ports in Ukraine's Odessa region. International ships trying to approach them. All right. Analysts say the escalation could drive up food prices, vulnerable countries in Africa and vulnerable countries in Africa and other regions, right? So all these people gonna get hit, man. And Jake is in all these places, man. All right, and that's why we tell you, right now. Let's go a quick one, man. Like I said, try to bring that out. But Isaiah 55 and 6. It reads, "Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near." Right? While that grace period, we're in that grace period, man. Seek the Lord while he may be found. Right? It reads, "Let the wicked forsake his way." And that's the wicked of you, Jay. Not the wicked, not the wicked Esau Edom. Right? "Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord." Right? And he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. All right, so we need mercy. We're gonna need protection, right? When all these things continue to get worse and worse, right, and worser, right, which is not a word, but we're gonna use it. We're gonna need that protection, that mercy. All right, the Lord said, "Cast our burdens upon Him." Right? We're gonna need that, man. All right, and these things that's happening globally is eventually going to be here. It's going to be right on your doorstep, man. All right? So, again, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Shalom to the hope of life.